Welcome back for more Elden Ring, ladies and gents. Hope you're doing well. My name's Luz, aka Manyouaman here. So today in this episode, we are back in the Volcano Manor, back in the Rikers' boss room. And why do I want to do that? Because I know there's something special here. One of my friends told me that there's something special here. Is this blob? This is Riker, the head of Riker, and you can see Teneth here. And those kind of sound that you hear in the background is her consuming Riker, eating Riker. So being a loyal servant of Riker, Teneth want to be one with the serpent. They go, I wish to be a serpent, your family. So she's determined to eat him up, and I don't know what the quest line is after this, or maybe just this is the end of her quest line. But it is disgusting enough. So with that being said, I'm just like, I leave you be, mate. Like I want to do is strike him down, kill him or whatever, but whatever. So this is a newly discovered place called the Fell Belfries. My friend took me to this place and he says that, hey, there's some teleportation here that you can go around and discover a few places, interesting places. So I was like, cool. So what I did get is the last inbred sword key. So I got a few of them, or a couple of them, in other areas. I remember one of them is in the academy, but so this is basically the stone sword key that to open all these portals. So you see all these portal, all these stone sword key, and I got my horse stuck in there. That's why you see a hard cut. The light sky of uneasing. So this is the place that we'll get to. So all of these are not mandatory. All of these are fairly trivial places that you get some items out of it, or yeah, mostly just item out of it. It's nothing to progress the game. It's just something extra for you to grab a few good items. So in this episode, there's a lot of great stuff going on. We're in the 4 belfries. We're going to go into each of these 3 areas, and then we're going to go back to the Deeprot Depth, that really important area, and then we're going to get to some ruins and basically some magical place underneath the lands between, in the underground. Like literally the maps that we've been through, Necron, like it's nothing like it, man. The next place we're going to get to, the next main places that we're going to get to, all very cool. So this is the Farum Azula place. You can see all these dragons flying, all the tornado. Man, this place is so good. When I got in here, I was just like, you see that pan shot earlier? Oh, you see all those area, the crumbling city, hovering in the forever ending sky. Man, this place is like aesthetically so good. So seeing that city, the location being there, that area being there, I was like, oh, can I get there somehow, some way? But the answer is no, because the Farum Azula is one of the last location in the game. So this is the end game area that I'm currently in, and the reason for me being here and this little section deviated to the main area is to grab a couple of talisman. I wouldn't say a couple, one talisman. So all these warriors are, the wolf beast looking warrior is a taster to what to become of Farum Azula. Death, you dead. But that's mainly me though. Just I was rolling back, and just not knowing where the hell I'm rolling back to, and then just got killed. So once again, my bow and arrows is being utilized here to the maximum efficiency against a projectile player, enemy, and the quick shot, the barrage shots is just so good, man. I think fire actually do not a bad damage against them, but this one is smart. This one doesn't have any projectile attack, and he decided to run right underneath me, so I can't shoot him. I like the AI doing that, and I think even from the beginning of Dark Souls 1, I believe it started to do that. Definitely did that in Dark Souls 3. When you start shooting, they just kind of tend to run away a little bit. not Dark Souls 2 though, but once again, I didn't know where the hell I am, and I dropped to my death. And I actually lost my 34k souls. 34k souls, gone, vanished just like that. So once again, I used the bow and arrow to defeat one of the range enemy, and so this enemy I know I can defeat, but I just need to stop getting myself out of the area. But they are aggressive though. These guys are no joke. Like little charge attack already break my guard, but it is look. Is no match to my lightsaber looking, Darth Vader looking blood flame blade. Look at that, how cool is that? I always call it my Darth Vader sword. It's very cool. Been watching a lot of Star Wars recently, so that's why I've been referring it. The new series, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is out. So before that, I watched all the prequels, and now watching the original trilogy. I'm on episode 6 now. So after that, I'm gonna watch the sequel. I think the sequel, I like the sequel because it's you know, the visual is very pleasing. I know the story is a bit whack, but yeah, it's just visually pleasing. The fight scene and all that is pretty impressive. But the prequel is good. The prequel is always good. So this is the talisman that we're gonna get, the Peldrake talisman, which basically increases all our damage negation. So boosts all the non-physical damage negation. So we got the Dragon Quest Shield Talisman. So you saw me flicking between there. So the Dragon Quest Talisman is for the physical, and then the Peldrake is for the non-physical. So all your magic defense, the fire defense. So the Chapel of Anticipation. Does anyone remember this place? We've been here before at the beginning of the game. The Chapel of Anticipation. So this is the area that in the map at the beginning I was like, how do I get here? How do I get here? And then after a while, I just kind of forget about it. And to get here, you needed the Belfry teleportation, ladies and gents. We got a nascent butterfly, and there's a boss war. When there's a boss war, I'm gonna buff up my weapon. I'm gonna drink my fast, and it is the first enemy, the first boss, the Grafted. The Grafted Psychon? Yeah, Psychon. But mate, I am so powerful now that he is no match to me. Look at that. Look at that. My Blood Flame Blade is just too good. So we got the Straight Sword and we got a shield from them. Both have kind of a holy attribute. Oh, it doesn't have a holy attribute, but I think the special attack does though. Yeah, the special attack does. And then we got the shield later on as well. So pretty cool stuff. But that's it. There's nothing you can go. You can go back to the chapel at the beginning when you wake up after you create your character. But yeah, there's nothing else there. There's no item, no enemies, no nothing. So it's basically just going back to defeat the boss. So the third and final teleportation is to get back to Necron. And I don't. On one of the occasion when I was going through Necron, I went to the broken bridge, and then I look across and just like, okay, there's definitely something there. But I'm just like, how the hell do I get down there? Once again, through teleportation. It's one of the sections that I cut off. I didn't really show that a couple episodes ago. Yeah, a lot of exploration stuff where I'm just running around. I tend to cut a lot of that because it's not very exciting. So this is the beginning where I'm wearing a different armor. You can see that I'm wearing a different scaled armor. This is one of my favorite set. It provides really good defense, and also it looks really good. Because I think capes in this game tend to go a little bit crazy sometimes, but I think this is the cape that is quite well maintained, and the armor looks worn because there's a bit of rust on there and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really cool aesthetic. I really like it. And I mentioned before, like the samurai helmet just fits anywhere. So I've got another talisman. So this talisman boosts my my immunity, my robustness, my basically all my resistance to like poison, to bleed, to frost and all that stuff. So that's what that talisman does. So getting some pretty good talismans. So immunity, robustness and focus. So focus is the one that for madness, for your madness, for the death bright, that's what you need to avoid getting the static effects by those. Another Crucible Knight, another trying to sneak around, but it doesn't happen because it will always turn around. And this one, same old Crucible Knight with the sword and shield variant. I like the spear variant more because the spear variant is easier to kill because it is ultra aggressive, but it doesn't have a shield, so that means I can be aggressive as well, and the dodging with the spear is a lot easier because it's gonna stab you, isn't it? So, but I feel like the sword, not only they're very aggressive, but their shield allows them to reset. Because you fought the sword, you thought okay, it stabbed you, you think that's an opening, you strike a couple of times, but then you're hitting the shield, and then your rhythm is gone, and they can start swinging a couple more, and if you don't dodge quick enough, that's usually when you not in a good situation. Whatever fire attack that does is crazy reach, crazy amount of damage as well, fire damage. So bear in mind, like this is pretty good setup. You know, my katana is really good, my armor is getting really good, but still they were decking me to non-stop. So after defeating that Crucible Knight, there's nothing else there, just more souls, more ruins, and I'm back in the Deeprot Depth. Yeah, Deeprot Depth. So there was supposed to be an Urchery avatar here. So Urchery avatar is the guy with a club. Remember, with a wooden club and a massive tree dude. But I have defeated him off screen because me and my friend, I was showing my friends like my progress and everything, and I kind of just defeated the Urchery avatar without realizing. Because I love fighting against those enemies because they're just so fun to fight against. I'm on a horseback, so of course I'm going to put on my Lance Talisman. Extremely good Lance Talisman. Sometimes the attack boost is like definitely like a 1.5 or something. It's insane, the horseback attack boost, the Lance Talisman. This is actually one of the talisman that I got in my second character build. You know, the strength and magic build for my character. That is the first talisman that I went and get because it's just so good on the horseback. And at the beginning, when you're in Limgrave or wherever you are, really, you tend to get a lot of exploration. While you're exploring, you're gonna hit a lot of people on horseback. So that's what I did, and yeah. So this Lance Talisman is in Limgrave, and it's very easy to grab. It's just out in the open, and then the other one is near one of the Tibia enemy. So the ghost dude on the boat. There is the green turtleneck talisman, which raises your stamina. So those 2 talisman are probably the ones that I run to get at the beginning of the game on any builds. Because even if you're a mage, if you're purely just mage, you still need the lance talisman, because you're not going to be powering everyone with your sorcery all the time, especially on the horseback. So you will get to use a straight sword, or I don't know, a pike, or a physical weapon. So Deeprot Depth, very cool place. You get to walk around all these tree roots and trying to be careful. I actually start sliding down there and just panic jumped, managed to survive. After that, I was just like, okay, let's not mess around and just, you know, go in a little bit. But it's cool though. Like every time you get to a new area, which is less and less now, the more that I'm progressing the game, is just to appreciate them. I have cut a decent amount of content out on Deeprot Depth, because a lot of it just kind of exploring around, but I keep majority of the key areas so then you guys can see. You know, the main point of these kind of first play series is for me to showcase the game, you know, and my reaction, and the gameplay element of these set location. So I might not be showing all of it, because exploration it's not boring for me playing it, but it's boring for me to kind of look back and talk about it, because there's nothing happening. I'm just exploring. So this is part of it. You can see that loads of ants is around to like do a little great ambush on that one main items in the middle kind of thing. You see it through.
Lord Godwin, such cruelty, such humiliation. Oh, my poor sweet lordling should have died a true death, as the first of the demigods to die, as a martyr to destined death. But why must it yet bring such disgrace? A scion of the golden bough, sentenced to live in death. How could such a thing come to be?
So that's a good amount of lore there. Obviously now, well, obviously then I didn't understand what the hell she was talking about. But what the finger reader Crow was talking about is the fact that Godwin, in the beginning intro when you start the game, it says Godwin has been killed by the Black Assassin in the Night of the Black Death or something like that. So Godwin was the first demigod to die, and that makes the demigod not invincible, right? And the reason that the demigod can die is because of a fragment of Malachite, the Dark Blades. A fragment of that blade can cause destined death, and that's the item that they use to kill the demigod, and that makes the demigod not very powerful. Well, didn't think that they're invincible. Basically, they're still powerful, but they're not invincible to death. So there's definitely more to that, and I'm explaining it incredibly bad. But mate, like I said, if you have a chance to just type in on YouTube Elden Ring's lore, and there are plenty of great YouTubers explaining in detail, like with what they learn from item description to cinematics in the game to the story trailer. Mate, like when I should have watched the story trailer, because it sort of, again, it sort of bring in that prequel, that flavor into how this started in a way. And it's just a cool cinematic trailer as well. So yeah, the lore of Elden Ring is definitely not just yeah, it's very deep, the lore of Elden Ring, just like any other game, apart from Sekiro, because Sekiro was more of a straightforward storyline. But even then, there's like there are 3 or 4 different endings. There are obviously lore within all the enemies that we face. Yeah, so the destined death. So we will face against Malachi in eventually, just say. I still love the fact that you can just, the horseback battle, being able to use your horseback to just run around and cause havoc is absolutely brilliant. Because I know they were doing a horse, but I was just like, oh, okay, are they gonna do combat with the horse as well? And the answer is yes. So these gargoyles, they are battered, basically. They battered. They don't have energy to stand up. They don't have. Some of them don't have their arms. There is a meaning behind all this. I'm sure. I'm sure there's like a lore of why they look so battered, why they are so weak. But you can see that those guys are scattered around. They are stationary. They are stationary. They're stationary around that area, and they don't move at all. And they would just, whenever you come close to them, they would just do a fire attack. They don't even do any like kind of physical attack per se. And they give out shit tons of runes, and they will come back. So they give out about 3k runes every time you kill them. So this is a pretty good area for some runes farming if you're up for that in the mid game. Because each of them get about 3 grand, so you go around to beat all of them, you could get about 15k, quite easy, I would say. Easy is one thing, the amount of runes you get is one thing, but also you need to be efficient and quick, so I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm sure there are plenty more locations as well where rune farming is good, that the community have figured out. I hate these guys. They just spin around and they not spin around, they teleport around, and just really annoying. So this is the Mausoleum Night Grievous. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the community have figured out on different location for rune farming, because I know there is like a few locations that are brilliant. You can get shit tons of runes and so quickly. And yeah, I mean, maybe for my assassin build I'll do that, but I'm not mad about me getting very powerful at the start. You know, these games are supposed to be made difficult, so you know what, even my black bow is doing really good damage against the gargoyles. You know, you saw that I'm doing like 200, 116, 124. It varies depending on which area that I hit him, but yeah, definitely brilliant. 3,500 to be exact, 3,517 runes for all these guys. So the vacuum slice. So I think the Ash of War as well, there are like 40 plus Ash of War that you can use. You can infuse into your weapon, and the attribute that you can get as well from different whetstone a wet blade. You can make your... My Uchitana at the moment is a keen Uchitana, so it's scale with dexterity, but you can have a quality Uchitana that scale with both strength and dexterity. You can have intelligence one, you can scale with intelligence, like a magic build, scale with arcane, scale with faith. You can have a bleed one, you can have a frostbite one, you can have poison scarlet rot one. So yeah, there's a lot of variation that you can do to improve your weapon just using the Ash of War. So it's brilliant. It's a brilliant game to change the way that you want to play the game midway through. Like midway through like this, I was like, oh, I'm bored of using Uchitana. I just want to get my characters to a strength character, or I'm just like, oh, I want to use like magic and just completely change my style to a mage. That's fine too. Go to Rolana, Rebirth, put everything into mind, put everything into intelligence, and then now I'm a mage. You know, so that's good. It's a good way to play the game however the hell you like. And that's why when people say, oh, they want easy mode on Elden Ring, or they want to get really good, really powerful early game, or whatever it is, I don't care. Like, honestly, a lot of people say, oh, why do you want easy mode? This is how it's supposed to be. Oh, why do you want icon everywhere in the map to say where you need it to go? Why do you need a quest menu just so that you know how to do the carrot quest? I think the game should come standard as how the developer envision you play the game, but there's also should be options, accessibility options, and also customization option that will change the way you play the game, fit for your purpose. It's supposed to be hard. Elden Ring like this is supposed to be hard, but I have never spotted a game that can kind of fit anyone's ability to play the game. Like, what I mean by that is that you want easy mode, call Spirit Ashes. You know, there are a lot of Spirit Ashes that is really good. You can use the mage, you can absolutely OP the game, and make every single boss as easy as possible. You know, that's what you can do. But you can also make it a hard mode by refusing to get help from Spirit Ashes or summons or anything like that as well. Maybe refusing to upgrade your weapon, or maybe using a weapon that you don't like to try to test your skill. There's so many different ways to make the game easier and make the game harder. But I get about the whole accessibility though. The whole, like, maybe having a little bit more UI, not exactly telling you where to go, but like a little bit more like how to do the NPC quests. I think that's one thing that I would quite like. Keep track of the quests, keep track of the not the main quest, but like the side quests, side characters quests. I thought it'd be a nice touch. But yeah, enough rambling around. We found a coffin earlier, so I put a little marker saying that this is something that I can traverse to the next area, but because I haven't gone through this whole tree bit yet, so this is my next area. So after going up the routes, I found a grace, which is pretty cool, which means that I'm making progress. I'm trying to kill that top one using my blood arrows. You can see like how they look so different between the other gargoyles. Like the other gargoyles would have had a like helmet and they will be a little bit less battered up. But this one looks like it's getting, like somehow it's getting like rotted. You know, the wings are a bit chipped, chunks of it are out. Obviously, no arms. So during the start of Volcano Manor, I did upgrade my Great Bow to be a +12 because I was kind of like, oh, maybe I try out the Great Bow. End up not being my cup of tea because I like the longbow more. Not only it fires quicker, but it also do a decent amount of damage. But it's only doing 270, 214. The longbow does about 100, so my black bow does about 114, I think. So it is about 100 health point better. But is that outrageously better? Not really. But bear in mind, this is only +12 though. This is +12, not fully upgraded yet. My black bow, I believe, is about +7, +8 at this point already. And the great bow have the ability to push the enemy back as well. So I managed to kill those basilisks really quickly by pushing them out of the tree and fall to their death. And I might use it. I might use it a lot more with my strength and magic build. I know I got magic as a projectiles attack, but the range isn't brilliant sometimes. So going up the routes, it's really not much there apart from just jumping down back to the side of grace. So I jump down to this tower. There's a message saying that I can go through the right. Yes, I can, which is more of a nuisance butterfly. I don't know what it can create, and I don't know why. I just thought that was possible. 63k worth of souls. Yeah, I'm not wasting time on that. I was there's so many of these kind of death, right? The death of me just jumping around and then ended up killing myself. So basically back to square one of just battling his face. 331. Not bad at all. Have to shoot the body because his face keep moving. So there, the great bow has come into a really good use in here. I can make the bow arrow as well, the great bow arrow. I got plenty of craftable items to make a lot of them, so that's why you see the difference. Their range is not very good though. Their range is definitely not very good. You can see that I'm failing to hit them, and there's a massive drop in like the arrow. It will be like going fine, and all of a sudden it just loses the power. It's all very interesting. So I thought, okay, before I go through the basilisk or whatever, let me just kill all these guys again. And every time I kill these guys, 3,500. There you go. Even just me mucking about already got 7k. That's insane. Like, I kill him, I got another extra 10k. So yeah, this is definitely a really good area for it. The basilisks give you about 600-ish, 600, 700 souls as well. We'll know in a minute. Yes, about 566, so not bad at all. Two of them is about $1,000. So not a bad place. This is why I'm showing it. Not a bad place to farm ruins if you needed it. It can be relatively quick, and if you're a magic build as well, you can definitely make this quicker. Currently, I'm doing this, and it's just me trying to be cautious, killing every enemy, and then I can go back up and grab that 63k. The 63k now turned into 74k, which is brilliant. Not expected, eh? And plus I don't use my my bow that often. Oh yeah, black bow is +9, so okay, yeah, 58 compared to about what, 134. Not bad at all. They don't bleed because they're basically a statue. They're stone, so they don't bleed. Yeah, so this is fine now. Try to jump on there. Panic myself a little bit. Almost killed myself, so I panic jumped. My heart was racing there because I'm just like, fucking hell. So let's just do it properly, line it up. And this is what I'm talking about in the last couple of episodes of me not needing to ruin farm, and because I'm just, every time I die, I'll make sure that I be very careful to get my souls back, to get my runes back, because I've got my runes now. I'm more happy, and I can level up myself without wasting all those 63 runes. Because that's 63 runes, meaning I need to kill all 5 of these gargoyles again, which get me about 15k, right? So the 15k, so I need to get about, what, 4 times. That's 4 times cycle to get that 63 runes back, which is not something I want to do. Smithing Stone 6, so it's telling you to get your weapon to at least a +18 or up to a +18 to be really good around this area. There's also a roof to jump. So of course I'm going to go to an area that I don't need to jump first. The Prince of the Death's Staff. So the Prince of Death is basically Godwyn, the first demigod who got killed in the Night of the Black Blade, or Black Assassin. Yeah, he got killed, and he is the Prince of the Destined Death. So some people call, okay, try down, and that's exactly what I did. It doesn't look very far, it doesn't look very high at all, and I just died. So that was a little bit of a bullshit. And afterwards I went back, grabbed the souls, and after I got the souls I went to level up. So this is the new area, and that's why I got 106 runes left. It's because I already leveled up, already used up the soul. So I didn't lose it, don't worry, I used it up. So coming into this, obviously a boss battle. It's quite cool though. So this is like a serpent looking thing, isn't it? There's a little bit of a fish scale, so maybe this is something. Maybe this is Godwyn. And I believe this is Godwyn, because later on, not on my playthrough, well, not on my playthrough, I mean like, not on the recorded playthrough, I get to face against no, sorry, I get to see Fia. So that's why Fia's champion is here, because she's testing you. So this is part of the Fia's quest line that I didn't realize I was doing. So Fia's champion is defending Godwyn, and Fia is she is basically an advocate of Destined Death. She wanted the Prince of Death to be the ruler of the Elden, the lands between. So when you become the Elden Lord, you can bring the whole vibe of Destined Death to the lands between. So that's one of the ending that you can pick from. Help Fia bring back Godwyn, basically. Well, using Godwyn as like a spirit for it, or something like that, along those lines. So we got Leon the Lionheart with the fucking skull. So we got one champion that is a projectile, one super aggressive with the dual blade, and one with the sword and shield. So yeah, they kind of intertwine, so it's quite difficult to like, hey, who to go for next. So my bow and arrow is actually doing not bad, because they all just do synchronized rolling, even though I'm not aiming at any of. I'm only aiming at the female. It doesn't matter. All of them just tend to dodge the arrow, which I find is quite funny. So strangely enough, like, I know my attack do a lot of damage, but it's to get one of the clean attack. The skull attack is already annoying as hell. The logic here is trying to get an opening, and now I've got the opening because they separated. Now I know that, okay, I can rain in on a few of them. And that's exactly what I did. So I've got one of them out of the way, which is the dual-wield katana-looking champion. She probably would have inflicted like huge amount of damage quite quickly. And the other, the champion doesn't have a lot of health. The Lionheart has a fair amount of health. Still not great. You can see that I can defeat them quite easily. It is a gang boss again, but once you kind of roll around enough, you get some distance, you try to look for a opening. It's quite easy once they kind of break apart. So it's not a difficult boss fight. Couple instances that I almost die. So Sorcery of Fear, the Deathbed Companion, creates a deathly mist before the caster, which inflicts death blight. This sorcery was developed to oppose the round table hold and is effective only against tarnished. This sorcery was developed to oppose the round table, but Fear is one of the round table companion. So there you go. So going to that portal will get you back to the Leyndell capital. So this could be another way of getting to Leyndell. So you're in the midst of Leyndell. So I quite like that. So this is where I cut out kind of a fair chunks of the Deeprot Depth, but just nothing exciting. Yeah, it's nothing really exciting, exploration wise. So the Dragon Breath doesn't really do that much damage. Just messing around this Crucible Knight. Like I said before, I quite like having the spear guys, but that's because I don't really have much experience against them. Well, now I can tell you I prefer them, but before that wasn't really the case. But I'm still doing like brilliant damage. I'm doing. I got it down to below half health, like easy. I got him stun locked, but unfortunately he grabbed me with a grab attack. I'm really bad at dodging grab attack, unless you're like one of the big enemy where they tend to have a very long kind of attack motion. But all of that was quick. That was a quick charge attack. So in Elden Ring, there's a sort of well, on these From Software games, when you get so close to the boss, sometimes you just kind of lose it, and that first one should have been your one, or your last fight should have been your one, but then you messed it up, and subsequently, I know, mentally you just become rushing. You try to rush in, you try to like bam, 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 and whatever it is, or maybe he's doing attacks that you're not very good at dodging, whatever it is, it just messes it up, and then it just becomes harder and harder. Like that attack, I don't know why I just tanked it with the shield. when I know that it does holy damage. So that's the grab attack again. Didn't kill me this time, but it got a lot of my health out. So once again, he got me with the grab attack. I wasn't full health, but I got him down to the exact same health. So I know it's not luck. It's just the fact that I need to dodge his attack, the grab attack. So getting Leyndell into the fight wasn't not a good idea because she doesn't really do that much damage, and in return, the Crucible Knight does shit tons of damage to her and actually kills her very quickly. So you see that she's almost dead, and I was just drinking and trying to charge up. So it wasn't really worth it getting Leyndell on the battlefield. And I feel like the magic doesn't do that well, and this is where I don't have the blood flame blade. So yeah, so got him back down to similar level of health like the last two fights, but once again I didn't dodge that little slam attack that he does. I don't know why I was so bad at dodging that, but I managed to dodge his grab attack. That was a pretty slick dodge, and I managed to dodge his holy slam down attack. So I managed to dodge the two attack that I wasn't able to dodge before, and that's got me enough opening to wade in on him. So yeah, maybe Nokstella did a good job for me to drink my flask and, you know, do all the buff beforehand, that kind of thing. So this is where we're gonna get the armor, the Crucible Tree helm, the tree armor, the gauntlet, and the greavers. So excellent stuff. Pretty good, pretty good. So going back to the coffin that we saw earlier. But this time we're going to go down the waterfall. So last time we actually went up the waterfall, but this time is the opposite. So yeah, it was a fun fight. These Crucible Knights, we've seen them before. They are repeated boss for many times. Apart from the Tree Avatar, I think they're probably one of the second most repeated boss fight. But it's fine. They're fun. And that's one of the probably the negative about the Elden Ring, is that some of the bosses is just not very special. Some of the bosses is just like, okay, just common enemy with a boss bar, right? The boss bar that increases his health and attack and makes him a little bit more aggressive. That's it. So some of the special ones, they feel good, but some of the repeatable ones, some of them are fun to fight, but some of them are like a bit meh. So we're in the Ainsley River main, or Ansel River main, and I can't core torrent, and I do not have a map. So this is a brand new area again. So exploring another area in this episode. I keep hitting my mic, and I do apologize if you hear that. So got a lot of these Silver Firefly and the Dwukis Herba. Never used it. Never use it on the crafting. Praise the bliss. Away, away. Man, when are we ever gonna get a Bloodborne 60 frame, eh? So against this enemy, strangely enough, I thought they would need like a strike weapon, but no, my katana was okay against them. It didn't bounce my katana, but I can see that it definitely absorbed a lot of the physical damage. So I think they're not great. So I was like, what the fuck is this dude? Without a tree falling down and shit. Luckily on this one I put on my other katana because I really needed it. So look at that. Gravitational magic. Who uses gravitational magic? Radon. So that's cool. Look at that. Oh, he's just dangling. He's just dangling on the ceiling or whatever it is. So wait for that attack to go and then find my opening and go for the attack. If you try to attack head on, you're gonna die. Right? That gravitational attack is just too strong. I was trying to use the bow and arrow. Maybe I can. Maybe I can get it that way, but I saw the ambush. I saw the ambush, so I'm just like, nah. Let's just attack them one by one. And these guys, they aren't very good, but they definitely have very high poise. You can see that all my katana attack doesn't stagger them one bit. What I really should have done is to use the Godslayer Greatsword in this area. I feel like that would have been a really good weapon to use because it should stagger them and it will bring quite a devastating attack as well. A little bit of fire damage will help against these guys as well. With all of those lesser enemy dealt with, I know the only one left is this guy. It'll be quite hard to use my bow and arrow, so I did a 140 and I know, okay, it's not that bad. So I decided just to go in. And yeah, it doesn't have a lot of health or defense, but because I'm also attacking his head as well, so that's a different story. Cool enemy though. We will get to fight a boss variant of this a little bit later on. You get to fight a couple of them actually, and they are a bastard to fight, let's just say. So you can see, there you go, a change of strategy. Got my Godslayer Greatsword. Found another one of those thing, astral boy kind of thing. So these guys are using the gravel stone to produce the gravitational magic. So this is pretty much Radon territory, you know, with the gravitational magic that he mastered. So maybe he learned it from places like this. That's how he was able to stop the stars from glistening. The eternal city of Nokstella. So going down here, another way. There's so many ways. There's so many areas you can go. There's so many little deviations that you can go into in this area, and it's brilliant. And this is the third area that you can explore. Nokstella, the eternal city of Nokstella. So we got Nokstella, we got Nokstella. So once again, back to a very star vibe, and you see some of the enemy are riding the ant enemy, which is pretty damn cool. So I got down here. I got onto the site of grace, and I just decided to not really explore this place just yet. I want to go back to this place. It's a kind of a section that you need to run away. You can't fight him because you can't reach him, but he does the gravitational projectile attack that can be quite devastating. So you need to kind of run away from it, but not to get knocked down, so then you die. You don't want to die. So it's pretty cool. We've got the smithing stone 6, so that's useful. The somber smithing stone, you only need to use one of them at all time. You don't exactly need to use two of them, or the 4 of them, or the 6 of them. So the Wing of Astel. Try range battle. Not a bad idea, because I don't think he'll attack you from when you're facing him from behind. So Ansel River. So this one is a little bit harder to hit. I feel like, because his head wasn't as low down as the other one, but my Godslayer Greatsword just basically rinsed him so quickly, like 360 damage on one swing on the head. He has nothing on, mate. So this is the area that, again, I cut off a fair chunks of it, because it wasn't really that interesting. Fair few bit interesting, but there wasn't anything exciting enough to show for, apart from the map. So yeah, so this is the Ansel River, and then Nokstella. Nokstella will be the second part of this video. This is a longer video with a lot of interesting places to explore. Huge amount of places to explore. The bloody ant enemy. Literally one swing of my Godslayer Greatsword, dead. One swing. So good. I really enjoy this sword. It's such an alternative to the katana that I usually use. You know, fast, mobile, hit hard. But the Godslayer Greatsword is just hit hard, super hard. It's not like a Greatsword that will do good damage, but no, this is a colossal sword, so it just do devastating stagger attack. And I think the fire element in the Godslayer Greatsword really helped defeating the ants, and I think they're quite weak against that. So you can see, yeah, there's a lot of ants on the wall. It's supposed to be an ambush, but instead I just literally rinse through them so quickly. 390 damage, excellent. It scales well with dexterity as well. This sword. It doesn't scale as much on strength. I think on strength it scales as either a E or a D, and then but on dexterity it's on C scaling, which is really good. And you also scale with your faith as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think fire does a lot of damage. Even that fire arrows at 247. So yeah, but the ant enemy isn't really that difficult to fight. The one that has the shield as a head, a heavy shield as a head, that dude is a little bit tougher. But all in all, is absolutely okay against them. So sitting on the Side of Grace resets all the enemy, but also I'm coming up to a newer area, so I didn't mind that. Because normally you don't really want to rest midway through the area unless you know that this is it, you're not going back. If you need to go back, then there's no point resting. You might as well carry on. That's why you want to preserve your flask and just don't do anything stupid. Right, we got a lift, a very fancy lift that took a while to get down here, so you know this is going to be a long elevator ride. So in Metal Gear 3 we have a long ladder. In Elden Ring, we got a very long elevator, magical elevator. There should have been some music playing in the background. That would have been epic. This is not one of the longer one though. There is a longer one. So just similar to Limgrave and similar to Khalid. All these underground sections, you come out, that's linked to a region. That's really cool, really cool. So the Ensel River that we were going through is linked to Liurnia. So this is where we are now. We're back to Liurnia. You know, not much to find there, maybe. There's not much here apart from at the back of this temple-looking elevator thing. There is a bear, and there is a moonlight shard, if I remember correctly. But you guys get to see. The big bastard bear is still very tough enemy. It doesn't matter what level you are on. Even if you're on level 500, he's still a bloody bastard. Especially when you got this Raven Ward thing, stone thing. So if you finish the Cilia, the Sorcerer Cilin's quest line, she will become that. It's one of the quest lines that I finished once again after I ended the game. Literally, after I finished the game, I played another 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours to 10 hours of content. Just again doing more exploration, looking at the wiki, seeing what things have I missed, that sort of stuff. Yeah, so the bear give you 1,500 runes. Not worth it at all. It really is not worth it. They're so aggressive. It will take you longer to beat them than getting the right amount of runes available. Key ahead. Or could be just the stone sword key actually. But just appreciating the landscape, the prettiness of Liurnia. There it goes, stone sword key. I got a lot of them, to be honest. So after exploring that, there's nowhere to go apart from going to Nokstella. So Nokstella, the eternal city of Nokstella, you can see that the ants is being controlled by the I don't know what you call the warriors in here. Almost feel bad, but not bad enough. So another area of me using the Godslayer Greatsword. Yeah, it's alright in this area, the Greatsword. I think the dual-wield katana would have been a better fit weapon in this area. I did switch between the Godslayer Greatsword and the Ushitana, not the dual-wielding version, because new area I didn't know how hard it would be, so I like to have my shield with me most of the time, so that I can block the attack whenever I needed to. But once I'm getting comfortable with the area, then I can like just dual hand anywhere. It's like the second characters that I'm playing right now. One hand is the greatsword, and the other is a staff for magic. I don't have shield for that character at all, because I just don't think I need to, because at the moment I know how to play the game, I know the enemies, so yeah, so that's why. That's cool though. Whatever the hell she did, that was cool. I think she was trying to put me into sleep, but so these are the Nox warrior. There is a chest in that room, which I'll later go back into. So the Nox bracelet. Long ago, the Nox invoked the eye of the greater will and were banished deep underground. Now they live under the false night sky in eternal anticipation of their lineage of the coming age to become blah blah blah, the Lord of the Night or something like that. Once again, we have these blob enemy, but this time they're infused with lightning, and when they have overcharged, they will explode, and that's exactly what happened now. I miss and he missed. That's okay. We are on the stairs. The elevation helps, you know. Elevation always helps. So yeah, so this is an interesting area. I think this is one of my top, I would say, 5 area in the game, because it just looks so cool. The whole Nokstella, the Nukeron, the Eternal City, you know, both of them, their aesthetic is pretty much the same. And I really like it. The stars and night sky. It just has some sort of this cool and calm feel to it. So these guys got a little tar shield at the front, so you need to hit the back. And this is where I realize is that those things are actually a chest I can open thanks to the blood stain. And this guy just standing around and just like, okay, yeah, you can kill me please, kill me quickly. So I gave it its wishes. It's fantastic though. I was trying to roll in and attack behind him, but then I realised I got low health. Those are the sort of things that you need to just sacrifice. Don't rush. Chill out. Just one at a time. You know what I mean? So just chill out. So I got the Ghost Growth Word Picker Bell Bearing. So this bell bearing is level 2, so I can grab level, ooh, I don't know, 3 to 4 maybe, or 4 to 5, 5 to 6 even. Just go up 2 levels. If you're using a lot of spirit ashes, and that's fine. I think at the earlier age of Elden Ring, someone beat Elden Ring without actually attacking, but instead just calling their spirit ashes to do all the work, to beat all the bosses. So the spirit ashes can be very good, and one of the things you need to do is to, of course, improve the level of the spirit ash, because my spirit ash that I use the most, which is Leyndell, I believe she's a +9 now on my current playthrough, or +10. No, I think it's +9 at the moment. I don't use any other spirit ash. I did use the wolf though, so you get the wolf at the beginning of the game from Rani or Renna. Rani will give you the wolves, and the wolves are pretty good at the start, but I don't know how they will fare in the later game. So this Nox warrior, once again, I'm not afraid, but I just want this guy to come over so then I don't trigger the other one, because I know like fighting 2 of them might be a little bit difficult. So that's why you see that I'm using my arrows a little bit to try to trick him. But whatever weapon they got is crazy. Almost killed me there. It's a cool little like whip weapon. It's like a whip but a mace. Like all those combo, literally deck me so hard. I should have dodged there, but again I was just trying to. I don't know. I was trying to rush, right? Like sometimes you can't rush these enemies. You just ended up wasting Esther's. You're wasting health. It's not worth it. I started doing a lot more jump attack a little bit later on, because the jump attack does actually do, so you jump R2. It's not really a lunging attack, but the jump attack really does a lot more stagger damage. And as we know, that stagger is very powerful in this game. So we got the Night Maiden and the Sorceress puppets. Yeah, I think on my assassin build, so on my third character that I have in mind, I'm gonna call more spirit ashes, and I think I need to, because I think that character will be genuinely a lot weaker. That character will be generally a lot weaker, so then I'll need like really tough spirit ashes to not only tank all the damage, but also to provide some damage on his own as well. So this ball, I managed to glitch it. Yeah, so I'm inside the ball. I'm not taking any damage. I glitched the hell out of it. So you can see that he's still pushing me. He's still pushing me, but actually he's doing damage to the statue. He's not doing the damage on me. So I'm just like, okay, well I can't run anywhere. I can't push him back, so I'm just gonna attack it. And attack him I did, and I ran back to the corner so quickly that I thought I was using bow, and yeah, just cheese him basically. But it was not a intentional cheese, all right. It was just failed to get me. So there's a couple more of those balls around. There's one more in here. Looks like nothing, but actually, ta-da! So again, I sort of managed to cheese it by going to the corner. So then it keep hitting the corner instead of hitting me. So yeah, the hit detection on these boulders is not very good. But I don't need them to be good, because they can do very devastating attack. So the city of Nokstella. The Great Ghost Growth Word. This is a very important piece of kit. So we got one of them before. So they will get your spirit ashes to +1. So these are the ghost worth. So the ghost growth words. So I think that's for these special spirit ashes, because there are normal spirit ashes and there are special spirit ashes. So for example, like Nokstella is a special spirit ashes. She needed the special growth words in order to level up. But then for the wolves, for the spirit ashes, the wolf. They are considered more of a normal ashes and doesn't need that special growth words to level up. Don't give up because the door doesn't open. It's a door, but you can't open it. So what is a door if you can't open, eh? Be wary of up. So there's more ball. I don't know why, but I should have just stuck into a corner and see if I can cheese him again. But don't really need to, because I got a door this time to cheese. and this great sword is a perfect weapon for it. Once again, easy job, easy job. I was surprised how easy it is, to be fair. I'm just like, come on now, these boulders are supposed to be, you know, the bane of me. See, that phantom is having a hard time. So opening this chest, another goodies. Love treasure chest. I think similar to a lot of people, I miss the mimic chest. I really miss it, because there is none in this game. You're just opening every chest without worrying that you're gonna get eaten alive. Because I think the mimic chest is a bit unfair, to be honest. Because when you get grabbed by them, you take basically all your health out and you die, and you have to repeat the whole process. But the good thing is you can identify a mimic chest to a non-mimic chest, and that's the good bit. Oh, that's something that I really enjoy, but unfortunately they didn't put it in this game. They didn't put it on Bloodborne either, or Sekiro obviously, so it's more of a exclusive Dark Souls thing. Demon Soul doesn't have it either, so Demon Soul is another really good game actually. It's the first of the From Software games, and the Reason Remastered by Bluepoint Game has done a fantastic job remastering that game. It looks fantastic. It was such a great launch title for the PlayStation 5, and I'm just so glad I was able to play that game at first when I had the PlayStation 5. It's such a good showcase, man, that game. So at the beginning on the PlayStation 5, I had the NBA. It would have been NBA 2K21. I had that. I had the Demon Soul. I bought that. I can't remember what other PlayStation 5 game I had at that point, but those are the two main like native PlayStation 5 games that I had. And then later on I got the Call of Duty Cold War. I didn't have Dirt 5 for a while, but it was Dirt 5 was one of the first PlayStation 5 PlayStation Plus offering. So yeah, so I did have Dirt 5 quite early on. Another fun game. All very different genre, but that's what you like, you know, different genre, play different things. And of course enjoying PlayStation 5 on PlayStation 4 as well, on PlayStation 4 games, backward compatibility. That's also fun. So the Moon of Nokstella. So this is a talisman. So one good thing about picking up items is that on the left hand corner it always shows you what kind of type it is. This legendary talisman is a treasure. Increases memory slots. The talisman represents the lost black moon. The moon of Nokstella was the guide of countless stars. So yeah, every time you pick up the items, there's a left hand on the left top hand corner. There's a little icon saying what type of item it is. So then you don't need to like scroll through, because the amount of minutes that I have cut out. Because I was just trying to search around, trying to scroll across and trying to find a bloody item, it's insane. But you guys don't get to see that because I cut all of those out. So that's pretty much the first little section of the Nokstella done. Just a little bit getting treasures basically. Got some really good treasures actually. So not much here, not much to jump, nowhere to jump around. Just getting the lift back to the main area of Nokstella. So another golden branch, no grace, no grace. We're actually quite close to the grace anyway. We're actually quite close to the beginning area. But because we kind of went through up top, we did the little loop. We did a little loop around, back to the main area. So it's just scouting around. I just love the elevation of this game. It's more. There's more elevation, different levels than any other Dark Souls game that I remembered. It's very similar to Sekiro, where you can go up top and then you start panning the camera around to scout what's ahead of you. It's fantastic. It's just a strategy wise, it's just that's how you should appreciate the game as well. I know I said earlier that the fire arrow does a little bit more damage. It looks like it does a little bit more damage, but I don't think that's actually true. But either way, I just decided to put everything into fire arrow. And without using the barrage shot, it's all safe, you know, using the prism stone. Good method, always a good method. Yeah, using the barrage shot, I roughly do about 80% of the full arrow damage, the full R1 damage. I love the lantern as well. That's such a callback to Bloodborne. That made me sad, man. Like I said, I want a Bloodborne 4K 60 patch for PlayStation 5. If they remastered the whole game, that would be even better, but I don't think it'll ever happen. I do not think a Bloodborne remaster is happening anytime soon. So Bloodborne came out back in 2015, so if it's going to be remastered, it would have been in this next year or two. But of course, they can always come back and remaster anything that released 10-20 years ago. But yeah, I just don't think they will remaster it. I don't think they'll remake it. I don't think there's a sequel. I think Bloodborne is done. Unfortunately, Bloodborne is one of my favourite From Software games. But yeah, I do think that IP is done. Because I feel like From Software just wanted to build games that are different every time. It's more clearer and clearer now. The reason they did Dark Souls 1, 2 and 3 obviously because of the commercial success, and after Dark Souls 3 you can just see that, well, even after Dark Souls 2 they started doing something completely different. Mechanically still fairly similar, but like after Dark Souls 2 they did Bloodborne, and after that they did Dark Souls 3, and then they did Sekiro, and then they did Elden Ring. Like, all mechanically very similar, but in terms of the story and everything else, it's just different. And I think that's what they like to do. Just do something different. Seems familiar. So this is one of the loading screen, that's why. I tried to use the arrow to kill whoever to see if it triggers something, but no, it's just a statue. Yeah, as a Bloodborne fan, we've been waiting for a while now for some sort of remake, and still nothing happens. So that's why I'm saying, like, look, I think if they're gonna remake the game, if they care about the game, they will remake it this year or next year. in this next 2 years they'll focus on it. Maybe the Sony recently did the that one. That was stupid as well. I just came out the door and I just turned left because there was something there, and I just went into a abyss. So that was another funny fall death. There's a lot of these fall deaths, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, for Sony wanted to basically, they are estimated that they're going to earn 80 million in FY22 through PC sales, and they want that to be so was it for 80 million? I think they wanted to be about 200 million by FY23. So that's a massive increase of PC sales. So obviously we're going to see more and more PlayStation first party, second party coming to PC, and I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. I mean, I don't like exclusivity, you know. Bring Halo to PlayStation, you know. I don't care. I just want to enjoy the games, you know. But obviously exclusivity is how they sell consoles. So it is what it is. What I do want though is maybe The Last of Us. The Last of Us on PC. Maybe. Last of Us Part 1, Part 2 maybe? Because they're remaking The Last of Us, and there's been rumors saying that, you know, The Last of Us remake will come out this year, which I don't believe. Try to do something cool. Trying to do the special attack for the God Slayer Greatsword, and just it wasn't happening. Now these ant enemies are really annoying because their heads are like resistant to physical attack, highly resistant to it. But I'm not about to give up on my 90k runes. So while going back after dying, I realized that, oh yeah, this room, I forgot the treasure. Oh shit, but I have to kill this dude. So these Nox warrior, I'm not too bothered. They're not that tough, and they really aren't that tough. So got to the treasure chest finally, and it is exactly what killed me earlier. Is the ant skull plate. So one of the giant ants' head. Yeah, so it's a heavy shield, basically. Quite interesting. So I need to watch out for all kinds of drop points, all kinds of holes. So this is where I already got the my runes back. I just went up and grabbed them without engaging with those two giant ants. Because what I thought was that, look, it's just not worth it. So we come down here and you go into a different area, and this area is it's part of Nokstella, but it's going back to the Sofia River. So Ghost Growth Wood 9, so that would get your Spirit Ash to +9. So warrior ahead, you say. Who warrior will dare to fight and challenge me? Always going down. So yeah, it's been an interesting episode so far with all these different locations, and of course the last location we have to get into what bring Miyazaki happiness, and that is a whole lake of scarlet rot. Yes, ladies and gents, a whole lake of scarlet rot. There's no safe bits. Let there be samurai. I don't really know what that means, but Scarlet Rot ahead, therefore time for armor. Yeah, mushroom. Time for armor. That's always a good idea. The mushroom armor that I picked up is incredible in terms of resistance. So I managed to pick up the Lake of Rot map. So go down to this Lake of Rot area, and is insane. Is Scarlet Rot. It's not poison. Scarlet Rot basically take your health down so quickly. So majority of the running around, there's nothing more to see apart from a massive area of lake. I got my mushroom armor on, so you can see the bar resistance is very high. I got the Cleanse Me Pyromancy on, the Incantation on. So those buttons give you a little bit more ground to get on. So maybe your poison is not built up all the way, then you can go to the ground and make it cool down a little bit. It's a cool idea, but this is basically the whole gist of the area, is that you need to press the button, create more ground, and in the middle of the arena you have a Dragonkin soldier boss, which is incredibly bad timing, because we remember them from 2 episodes ago. The Dragonkin soldier, they can be very aggressive, but as long as you stay underneath them, they're okay. But obviously we are in the Lake of Rot, and everywhere around you is just Scarlet Rot, and there aren't many places to kind of move about. You can't use your horse either, so and because this is a more difficult area, you just kind of be yeah, you're gonna get killed. So the Dragonkin soldier, I have put a little marker on it, and I will come back to that later. While I was slashing this, there was blood coming out. I don't know why there's a blood coming out there, but yeah. So that Dragonkin soldier, I'll come back on later. I'm not gonna fight him now. You know, I want to explore the place. So I got the nomadic cookbook. I don't think I got all the cookbook just yet. It'll be very cool though. So obviously we're in the Lake of Rot, so we got knowledge to craft about rot related stuff. The rot grease, the rot pot. And if I feel like it, I might do a run only using consumable. Because there are some really good consumable items out there, man. So not just purely R1, R2, but also using majority of the consumable item, like throwing daggers, throwing darts and crystal darts and all that fun stuff. So this is almost towards the end of the Lake of Rot, and there is a passage that you can go down. So again, the aesthetically is very similar to Khalid, because Khalid has been infused of Scarlet Rot because of a Melania, and Radahn was fighting, and then Melania needed to unleash the Scarlet Rot and to stop Radahn, and also kind of, well, unintentionally corrupted the whole of Khalid. So if it's not because of Melania unleashing her Scarlet Rot into Khalid, Khalid could look similar to Liurnia and Limgrave. But, you know, this place full with rots, full with pink and purple, full with all these pus, it straight away reminds you of Khalid, and this is where their location distinction comes into play. It's really good. It's really well thought out. Because when I went into the Lake of Rot for the first time, I'm just like, damn, it feels like I'm back in Khalid. I didn't make that connection when I was playing because I was focusing not to die all the time. But yeah, it's true. It's true. So if in this area, a little bit of platforming, jumping about, but you can see that the Grave Warden enemy, so the one that can do a little, you know, up attack and then have shit tons of fire flying through. These are the Grave Warden. I hate them so much, man. I hate them so much. But if you can kill them effectively, it's not a bad rune farming spot. If you've got a huge AoE kind of thing, it's not bad. So you see that, you know, people were saying try sniping, and I was just like, okay, sure, I'll snipe, and not bad. The black bow will do 300 on the head. So before I go against those enemy, I want to turn around and go through this back area. Yeah, that attack is so bullshit, man. Otherwise they're okay. They don't have very high health. They don't have very high defense. Their melee attack can be a bit devastating, but it's not the end of the world. And they are easy to bleed. You just saw that they're fairly easy to bleed. So yeah, just kind of minding my own business, trying to find treasure, trying to find items to pick up. There's always good ruins around to pick up, and some butterflies. Why is it always pathetic sort? It's a good idea that I snipe this guy, because you guys will see it's too clean, right? There's items calling out for you in the middle of the swamp. There's obviously going to be something, right? It's obviously going to be something, but what it is, we don't know yet. Strong foe ahead. There you go. Message coming in strong again, but as anyone would know, this is a trap. So, but in terms of what it is, oh, Smithing Stone 6 and 7 though, that's not a bad pickup. So it's one of those tree spirit thing from many times that we have fought against it. You can see the Scarlet Rod. Holy shit, the Scarlet Rod really takes that chunk out of it. It's every second as well. Every second it takes that much out of you. So these enemies we have faced before, they not that great, and I believe they will bleed. So I didn't fight him well enough that I got Scarlet Rot once again. But I know his move. I know that his hit accuracy isn't very good, because he just kind of spiral around. If I just kind of roll with him on some of the attack, I know he's not gonna be able to hit me. A shield is also a good idea, but for enemy like this that just twirl away and spin around, that kind of thing, a shield is good, but also a two hands is good, because you know enemies like this is hard to predict, so you want to finish it as quickly as possible. But unfortunately I just didn't have the another katana with me, so my shield's already blocked a few attacks like that one. So it's, my shield's already doing a good job. My katana is doing sufficient damage to get him to one quarter of a health left, we'll say. Maybe a little bit less, 1/5. And there we go. That was a really bad run though. I wouldn't say that was a good run. But luckily I was strong enough to tank all his attack and block a couple of good attack from him. And there we go. Still got Crimson Tears. After beating him, I gained some tears back, which means that I can proceed and this area and to see out this whole entire area. And this is where the bow and arrow really helped me. Is it boring? Maybe to some people it's boring to use bow and arrow. A lot of people probably just want to go in with a sword and just like, yeah, charge and attack. Really good players can obviously dodge a lot of the damage, dodge a lot of the attacks. So I know these Grave Warden is actually quite easy to bleed. So I use my Croony and instead of my blood arrow, because I only got 31 of them. And they do bleed very easy. 3 Croony throw and they bleed. Or they bled. There you go. That's really good. I did not know that before. I'm keeping my distance and I'm just throwing them whatever I got. It's fantastic. And to end it up with a arrow. It was good. You know, it scales a little bit with dexterity as well. So the higher your dexterity, the higher that your Croony is gonna do. You can see that the bleed effect is just so strong. Against some of the enemy, it's just a little bit too OP. But against these Grave Warden, if you're not careful, they can kill you so quickly, especially as a gang. They can kill you so quickly. 1v1 against them, they're not too bad if you've got a shield. I'm not very comfortable dodging their spear attack because the spear attack is quite long. It's quite long reach. And also they can snake around and make you kind of out of position very quickly. And so this is the boss ahead. Don't need to say anything else. The message already said this is the boss, but this is also the Lake of Rots, which I'm going to put a marker saying that there is a boss there that I haven't done. It's also it's always a very good indication of what I've done and what I haven't. So that's pretty much the end of this episode, ladies and gents. We're going to do the boss in the next episode, and next episode again is going to be a big episode of just exploring around the Lake of Rots, doing the boss here, and then we'll go back to Leyndell and explore the other part of Leyndell there as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click the like button, it will put a smile on my face, and subscribe to my channel for more things Elden Ring and any of the games that I play. Stay safe out there, keep calm and video game. Peace.